now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. A black female social media influencer is being detained in Dubai for screaming at an employee at a car rental firm.
On Fox, the last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Domely Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domely.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Domely Keith, Fox 26 News.
Now, in this incident which took place 2 months ago in Dubai, 29-year-old social media influencer and truck driver Tiara Allen went on a vacation with a friend. And as she was on vacation with her friend posting pictures of Dubai on her social media, Tiara Allen was in a vehicle with a friend that was in an accident. And as this vehicle was taken back to the rental facility, Tiara Allen left some items in the rental vehicle, and she asked the clerk at the rental facility if she could go back into the vehicle to retrieve a credit card and some ID. However, the clerk had told her that she could not receive those items unless she paid another fee, and this is what led to an argument between Tiara Allen and the individual at the rental facility, where she started to raise her voice. And the big mistake that Tiara Allen made was going to Dubai without doing her research. Now, Tiara Allen, coming from Houston, is one of these black women who is used to coming from a gynocentric society and used to lots of men like black men and Arab corner grocery store owners looking to go out here and submit and defer to her, because in Western culture, most women are used to being in our gynocentric culture of feminism, and they're used to going out here and having men go out here and submit and defer and acquiesce to them. However, that's not how things go in countries like the United Arab Emirates and in cities like Dubai. No, in countries like Dubai, men are considered to be the leaders and authority figures, and they are considered to be the ones who are to be respected, and they are considered to be the ones that everyone needs to regard and as related to social situations. Now, Tierra Allen didn't know about these unwritten social rules as related to the United Arab Emirates, and she didn't understand that in that country it's a patriarchal order where women are supposed to go out here and submit and defer to men. Now, Tierra Allen, coming from Houston, was used to being a part of a matriarchal order, and she was used to women being in charge and used to women going out here and making men submit to her because she possibly grew up without a father in our feminist and gynocentric society. So she was used to going out here and being able to be the strong, independent black woman, something that is extremely frowned upon in countries like the United Arab Emirates and cities like Dubai. Because I believe what really made this clerk really upset was, one, seeing a black woman going out here traveling, and two, seeing a black woman out here traveling alone. Because these are things that are frowned upon in Islamic countries. The whole idea of women going out here and traveling alone, and also women going out here and believing that they are leaders and authority figures. These are things that basically are frowned upon in these countries, and I believe that this was possibly the catalyst for a lot of the resistance that Tierra Allen received when she went to go out here and try to get these items out of her car. I believe that the clerk there was basically angry about the whole idea of seeing a woman going out here traveling alone, and also upset about the idea of seeing a woman going out here and looking to challenge his authority. Because while in America we're used to the belligerent, strong, independent black woman looking to argue and get in the face of an employee in a place like a car rental facility or a fast food restaurant, and most of us won't even blink regarding this kind of behavior of women raising their voice because we're so used to it. In other countries like Dubai, where it's a patriarchal order and it's strictly enforced by the men and the laws in that country, what happens is that those men are not going to tolerate any sort of disrespect. And when a woman goes out here and tries to go out here and get loud and argumentative the way many black women do in certain customer service situations, that's not going to be tolerated by the men in that country. And this is the main reason possibly why Tierra Allen wound up getting arrested, having her passport taken, and being detained, is because she just went out here possibly trying to be the loud, argumentative, belligerent black woman, and as being the loud, belligerent black woman, she looked to go out here and get in the face of this clerk at this car rental facility the same way black women go out here and get in the face of these Arab corner grocery store owners, Korean hair and nail salon people, and Indian fast food people, and even black men. She thought she could get in their faces like they do in America. However, they don't really go out here and deal with women the same way they do in the West, in Dubai. Because in Dubai, again, they have strict laws regarding the conduct and behavior of women, and they have strict policies as related to enforcing laws as related to the behavior of women. And these laws are based on not only the religion of Islam, but they're also based on the unwritten and written social rules that are a major part of that society. And in that society, women are not supposed to be getting loud and argumentative, especially with men who are supposed to be the authority figures. No, they are not supposed to be getting loud and argumentative with a man. No, in countries like the United Arab Emirates and Dubai, what they do is women submit to the authority of men and they show respect to a man. And that's what I believe was, again, the catalyst for all of this. When that Arab male store owner saw this black woman coming into his store, he basically got upset about the whole idea of this woman having the audacity to travel alone. Then she's going to go out here and challenge his authority. This is basically what set this guy off. And as it set him off, what he did was basically call the police. And as they called the police, they basically arrested her. And now Tierra Allen is stuck in Dubai. And unlike Brittany Griner, there is no Joe Biden to go out here and try to work something out, because she's been in this country for 2 months and nobody knew that she was in this country until this Fox network decided to do a report on her story. And that's the whole sad part about black people traveling. Nobody even knows or cares about you as related to you winding up in a situation. So that's why you've got to be very careful when you're out here and you're taking your passport to go out and travel anywhere, whether you're a black man or a black woman. You have to go out here and do your research before you go into one of these countries, because you may not be able to come out of that country, because we know that white supremacy is global. And because white supremacy is global, you have to understand there's a target on your back whenever you walk into one of these white or non-black countries, because they always see a black American citizen as a second-class citizen. And because they see a black American as a second-class citizen, they don't really regard your rights. That's something you have to think about. And again, when you're in these countries, you have to understand, as a black person, you have to understand you are seen as an enemy. And when you go into these countries, you are still behind enemy lines, because these other countries, whether they be filled with whites or non-blacks, are all part of white supremacy. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anybody to travel, but you have to, again, keep your head on a swivel. And you've got to keep your head on a swivel because, again, you have to understand there's a target on your back. So you've got to keep your eyes open, and you can't really get careless. I mean, things like your credit card and your ID, you always keep on your person. You just don't put them in a rental car. No, you secure those items inside of pockets and purses. Make sure that they are secure, because what you don't want is a confrontation with individuals in these countries, because they all see you as an enemy and see you as a threat. Because I guarantee you, possibly if this was a white woman, possibly that same clerk would have given her a bit of a pass, and that same clerk would have let her get into that vehicle. But he was upset because he saw, I believe, a black woman, and he saw a black woman traveling alone, a strong, independent black woman that is frowned on in his country, because in his country, a woman needs to be with a man. And again, a man needs to be the one doing the speaking and being the leader. And when he looked at this woman going out here and being on her own and then challenging his authority, this is basically was his motivation to go out here and put this black woman in her place. Something that isn't done here in the West to black women at all. No, black women run with impunity in situations, being loud and argumentative. But when she came into this country, she was basically checked, and she was checked hard by that government system, which goes out here and supports the men as related to dealing with what they believe to be disrespectful women. When they deal with disrespectful women who are out of pocket, again, they look to hold these women accountable. They look to make these women responsible. they look to, again, make these women deal with consequences as related to participating in what they consider to be out-of-pocket behavior. And they deal with this not only with the written and unwritten social rules. No, they also reinforce this with the law, and this can be a rude awakening for many Western black women who have been indoctrinated into white feminism to believe that they are strong and independent and don't need a man and can go out here and do everything that a man does. But that type of thing does not apply in other people's countries, where they apply their rules and they also apply the authority of white supremacy on a black person. This is something you have to really, again, think about critically before you go out here as related to being loud, argumentative, and belligerent. That's not something that is accepted in especially these Islamic countries. And Tierra Allen got a hard lesson that many black people sadly would get if they go traveling and not think critically about the rules, laws, and customs. This is something we have, if you want to go out here and travel, you really have to go in depth on and go and study before you enter into somebody's land, because when you enter into somebody's land, you are living, one, not only behind enemy lines, but you're living on their terms and their laws. This is none of these other countries grant women the freedom that they get in the United States of America, and even Western countries like Britain and France. But most Western women don't know how good they have it, and this is the hard lesson that Tierra Allen is learning as she's being detained. She's learning that the freedom that she has in the United States is not something that is offered to other women in the world. And this whole case just again shows me there's a big difference between traveling in black and white all across this globe. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to learn why so many women like Tierra Allen wind up in situations like this, you can pick up my books, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and The Woman Crisis on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find these books at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, My Sister, My Frenemy. It's a sister act as the goddess next door and the devilish diva team up in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, My Sister, My Frenemy in paperback and e-readers everywhere.
Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.